Our group has chosen to work on Yelp to create an interface that supports users in comparing restaurants of the same type. The evaluation goals of our interface: 1. Is the new functionality easily interpreted by the user to use and to learn quickly? 2. How do users prefer using the comparison interface as opposed to the standard Yelp interface? 3. Is the comparison interface helping users find the optimum restaurant to go to given their wants? The prototype is meant to support aiding users in sorting restaurants by personal preferences to make it easier to compare restaurants. It also introduces the feature where users can compare multiple restaurants to one another and contrast between various attributes of the restaurants. They can add and remove restaurants from this comparison interface as they see fit. This is the standard instructions that participants received in order to use the new functionality and interface that we have created. First, they would be asked to search Chinese. Then they would be asked to sort by their personal preferences, which can be done here. We asked them to adjust just one of the personal preferences that they think was important to them. As you can see, I'm adjusting distance. From this page, we had the users ask the users to select 3 of the top restaurants and try to compare them. You can see as I'm checking these restaurants, there's the corresponding box to see which restaurants are checked below. Users would then click Compare. We asked users to close the 3rd restaurant that is opened in the comparison box. At this point, we had them try looking at the reviews of the remaining 2 restaurants. Then we would ask them to sort them. As you can see, we have most recent, best, and worst. And then hide reviews as well. Then we ask them to minimize the window. And from now on, they could choose any of the top 3 to explore. Functionality we did implement was allowing users to compare any of the top 3 restaurants to any of the other top 3 restaurants. They could compare the 1st and the 3rd, or the 1st and the 2nd, or all 3. And it would pop up the appropriate comparison interface. So from this interface, users could show reviews, and they could sort reviews by best, worst, and most recent. They could then hide reviews. They could also exit and minimize. Exiting would take off the box here and uncheck the selection. They could also uncheck from here, as well as add and maximize. Users could hide sorting and show sorting as such, and the comparison box would move accordingly. A limitation of our comparison interface, which we could not mitigate, was the fact that if you closed a restaurant in the middle, it would not adjust the positioning of the other 2 restaurants. This would also be the case if only the 1st and 3rd restaurant were compared. They would be construed over to the right, and there would be this empty gap. What we had to fake in our interface was users could only search Chinese. In the result of personal preferences, adjusting a preference would switch between 2 different lists.